Hi, I'm Coral Wonderly. I am a research analyst at the Connecticut Office of Policy and Management, and today I'm going to be sharing a quick demo on how to bring data from the Connecticut Open Data Portal into RStudio for analysis. Your first step within RStudio is to ensure that you have the RSocrata package both installed and loaded into your environment. If you need to install the package for the first time, you'll use the install.packages function and RSocrata. If you already have the package installed, you can use the library function to load the RSocrata package into your environment. Once you have the RSocrata package both installed and loaded into your environment, you can use the read.socrata function with the OData endpoint for the dataset to read it into the environment. You can find the OData endpoint on the dataset page within the Open Data Portal. To find the OData endpoint for the dataset within the Connecticut Open Data Portal, you first need to navigate to the datasets page. For this example, I'm going to use the Juvenile Justice Policy and Oversight Committee Equity Dashboards dataset. Once you've opened the datasets page, you'll notice that there is an Actions drop-down menu. You're going to open the drop-down menu and select Access via OData. This is going to provide you the OData endpoint for the dataset, which you can copy and then bring over to RStudio. Once you have the OData endpoint from the Open Data Portal, you can paste it into the read.socrata function and then run that line to load the dataset into your environment. As you can see, I have loaded the entire JJPOC Equity Dashboard dataset into my environment, and now I can use it for my analysis. Lastly, I wanted to show you an example of how you can use this data in R to create a data visualization. There are a lot of different data visualization and plotting packages within R, but I'm going to be using Plotly. First, I want to double check that I have Plotly loaded into my environment. And then I'm going to take the data set, which is quite large, and I want to filter it down. So what I have decided I want to look at is total delinquent referrals by race and ethnicity. I want to look at it for the entire time period, and there's a category for year, and there's a grouping for the entire time period from 2019 to 2023. So I'm going to filter my data to only include that year category. I also just want to look at the entire total for the state of Connecticut. So I'm going to filter my geography down to just Connecticut. And then I only want to look at both genders together. So I don't want to look at the genders separately. So I'm also going to filter gender down to both. And then I want to show this by race and ethnicity category. And I want to show by the individual race and ethnicity categories. So I'm going to take out the category that's all that sums up the individual categories and create a new data set called Fig data or figure data. So then I can take this new data, the set that I filtered from our original data set, and create the bar graph. So using Plotly, I'll name that I want to use Fig data. My x-axis will be set to race and ethnicity, my y to referrals, and I'm using type bar. I'm also going to add a bar graph, a bar label for each of the different bars that shows the total number of referrals for that category, and I'm going to place it outside of the bar. I have some additional layout features that I'm going to use. I'm not going to show a legend. I'm going to add the title Total Delinquent Referrals by Race and Ethnicity. I'm going to sort the bars on the x-axis descending, so it'll show the grouping with the most referrals descending down to the group with the lowest referrals. I'm going to hide the axes label as well as any line or grid lines. As well as for the y-axis, I hide the line and grid lines as well as the title. And then this is kind of just a little trick I have for Plotly. It adds these little tick marks to the side on the y-axis. To push it further away from the graph, I make them length 2, but then I color them white so that you can't see them against the background of the plot. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. And what Plotly does is it's going to put it into a new data element that's a list. And then to view the chart, you just run the name of your element. So for me, that's Fig. And then it's going to put it in your viewer pane. So we'll expand that. And you can see your bar graph, total delinquent referrals by race and ethnicity, descending from the highest amount of referrals to the lowest with that outside bar graph label. I hope this demo has helped you learn more about how to bring data from the Connecticut Open Data Portal into RStudio and then create data visualizations within R using that data. Thank you for watching.